are mad at AEW a little bit. Not just the fans, though, not just some of the WWE marks or the tribalists, but people in AEW itself, like wrestlers, more specifically Takeshita. He's kind of said a whole bunch of things. I got a couple of quotes here I'm about to read in a second. He's not the only one mad, though. We got Ricky Starks in the building as well. He's been saying some stuff and doing some moves. So let's start with the quotes real quick, and then I'll get your guys' opinion right here. But basically, Takeshita, in like a DDT Pro Wrestling interview, said, I thought hard work could cover for everything else before getting there. If I showed how good I am, I could get more airtime. But there are other aspects that come to play when competing here, in brackets, in America. Discrimination is not the word here, but unfortunately, there's a lack of space for an Asian person to be on a TV show watched by Americans. No matter how good my condition was, nor the amount I was put in, or how many times they said my match was good, it felt like I couldn't make it into the starting lineup, to put it in baseball terms. So he's basically saying, man, I am just getting out there, killing it in the ring every single time. But I guess in America, I cannot find success. So this is the first of one or two quotes. So Kenny, what do you think about this?
It's tough. It's tough because, I mean, he said it's not discrimination. That's not the word. And he's right. I don't think it's discrimination. And he is going out there killing it. I think he's putting on some of the best matches out of anybody in AEW when he is actually out there. But I think that language barrier is definitely going to hold him back. We've seen it happen with Shinsuke Nakamura. I mean, a lot of Asian wrestlers, even though they're very good in the ring, if you can't really connect with the crowd in that way, it's not gonna end well. Like he said, he can't make it to the starting lineup. You can't really be the AEW champion representing the company if we can't send you to the talk shows to represent the company. So, I mean, you could have Don Callis as your crush all you want. I mean, right. Like Roman Reigns uses Paul Heyman as his crush, but Roman Reigns can actually connect with the crowd in small ways whenever he needs to. It's Don Callis pretty much. So you got Don Callis speaking for you the whole time. Are you the champion, or is Don Callis our champion? So it's tough. You know what? I see what he says. I understand his frustration. I hate to hear that he feels that way, because every time he's on TV, he's definitely performing. And I feel like he's making himself a bigger and bigger star every time. But apparently he wants to be the guy. And I think if he wants to be the guy, he's got to brush up on the English. That's the way I'll put it. Brian, what do you think about Takeshita? And what do you think about the statement he made?
I think he's a great wrestler. But like you guys said, the language barrier, man. If Nakamura, who was a huge star out there, didn't come in and really take the WWE by storm for a long time, because at first they gave him a nice push, but what makes you think you're gonna do it, bro? Like, I'm just being realistic here. Like, if Nakamura didn't get everything, I don't know why he expects to get everything. It's just tough. And you know, whether you're a great wrestler or not, in America, the problem is that we were talking about this earlier. WWE made it to where you really have to connect to be able to get to where you want to be at. I mean, we talk about a Jey Uso who's not even a fourth of what Takeshita is when he's in the ring, but the guy can connect, whether it's through his entrance, through the promo, whatever it is. And unfortunately, Takeshita, he doesn't have much more to offer than his in-ring ability, which is great. It's just like Okada, which scares me a little bit too.
Yeah,
he's another guy who's really good. He was a star or a superstar in Japan. He comes to AEW and he almost feels like another guy simply because they don't know what to do with him. I just feel like guys that come from other countries and have that language barrier, they always struggle with booking them and with American promotions, no matter where you go.
Yeah, and I will say this: Okada's English is it's fine, but he just does, like you said with Jey Uso, he's not going to be able to exude that charisma that you need to exude in America, even though you can cut a good promo and be great in the ring. And I think that's kind of like the big problem we see in AEW. Everybody's great in the ring, but they really don't take that extra step to get that mic work down. Look at MJF. MJF started off as good in the ring, and his mic work was excellent. And he got to the point where he's better in the ring now. I think he's actually really good in the ring, and he has the mic work, and he's made himself to be one of their biggest stars. So Takeshita, I think he's in a good spot. I think he's on TV quite a bit. And when he's on TV, I mean, he's been losing his matches lately, but he's been putting on these banger matches. I think if he did have that good English ability, he would be Will Ospreay, period, because the guy is amazing. I think, honestly, when it comes to in-ring, bell to bell, I think he's on that same level. Kiddo, you got anything to add to this part, or you got the other?
Of course I do. Of course I do. Look, I agree with your Will Ospreay thing, but like, when you think about the language barrier, you also have, that's one barrier, and then like every other wrestler faces this other barrier where even if you can speak, good English and you can communicate with the crowd and you got a bit of a character, in AEW, in WWE, in every promotion, you go there and sometimes you get a storyline for an entire year. Sometimes you get 1 week of a storyline and then you've forgotten about it. Like that's, Takeshita has to deal with both, and having that language barrier just makes it even more difficult to really, put his foot through the door and really stay there. So he's gonna have to figure something out. And I just want to ask the people in the comments here, is like, English is my second language, and when I think about Takeshita, Shinsuke Nakamura especially, he's been like, these guys, again, especially Shinsuke, they've been in the USA for 10 years now, so long. Like, how do you not cut a promo? Like, does the promotion not allow you? You just don't have the time to study the language? I'm not sure. But yeah, it seems kind of crazy to me that like, after all these years, they're not good at, like, because if you have the confidence, even if you cannot speak language perfectly, come true, right? Iron Sheik, look at Iron freaking Sheik. Like, he certainly doesn't have that perfect command on English, but when he spoke, oh my God, I can listen to him for 20 years. Doesn't matter. So I don't know what's going on with these guys, but yeah, they have to figure it out, or it's just going to be the way it is, man. You can go ahead, always have a great time, but in the USA, this is the way the game works, and you're going to have to, what they say, don't hate the player, don't hate the game, stuff like that. So and that's it. Yep. Now, let me go ahead and pass to the second quote real quick here. He said, basically, it's been a few weeks since I got to be on air, and due to the nature of the live broadcast, my match was cut, presumably in AEW. I was already waiting at the entrance, my gown, and when I was told this information, I carried all those frustrating emotions of that moment into that one match in Budokan. There was that. So he's basically saying after this, like, I just don't enjoy my time in America. But yeah, I think we talked about him extensively. I guess you're frustrated with the way things are in America. You don't seem to, get the success you were hoping for in AEW or in America in general. It's a tough situation, but it is what it is. But yeah, we can certainly say that he's unhappy with his situation in AEW. Now, whose fault is that? Again, you can go ahead and let us know down in the comments. But he's not the only one. You guys talked about this a little bit, but Ricky Starks is apparently also maybe not mad, but he's leaving AEW, Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, well, we can look at it, the writing's pretty much on the wall. He's going to all of the big WWE shows saying, yeah, Cody's my friend. So yes, of course I'm going to the shows. I think Tony Khan is not an idiot. And he's like, okay, Ricky Starks is up out of here when his contract comes up. So I'm not putting this guy on my TV anymore. So it looks like Ricky Starks is on the way out. So yeah, you weren't here when we spoke about it though, kiddo. What do you think about everything going on with Ricky Starks? Are you a fan?
Yeah, I used to be. I used to like him, but I thought he had potential. And if he went to the WWE, I thought he could do something. Certainly not a WWE Championship level or a World Championship competitor, but hey, give him the United States Championship at least. That would be great for him. But then he had that weird back and forth with Edge like a year or two ago, Collision. And like, why would you do that? Like that felt professional. Again, Kenny, you disagree, but when Hangman Page did what he did, I thought that was unprofessional. Same with Jungle Boy. I put him in that class. Like, come on, man. Come on. You got Adam Copeland in the ring with you. I mean, what are you doing? Don't be doing amateur level stuff here. But other than that, yeah, whatever. He was not going to do anything in AEW. So that's why I wanted to ask you. I didn't know the exact situation, but if you're appearing on shows, backstage and stuff like that, it's a done deal. Yeah, he is definitely. Oh, yeah. It is a done deal. Oh, my God. He might be the manager that Cody is looking for, but that's a subject for another video. Okay, that's interesting, man. But yeah, Ricky Starks is out of there. Takeshita is not happy with his situation in the US. In turn, also not NXT, AEW, and we got Britt Baker, saying stuff. A lot of people are mad in AEW. It's interesting. We'll see what happens. I hope they go ahead and come back, man. The Titanic turns around, but we'll see.
Bring it back, AEW. Bring it back.